there was this silent calling, a calling of a master. I did not know what. I just went along with it. Till recently, when I got a chance to interview Dr. Lim and write this book. And then I realized that I was in search of a master. And the master only came when the disciple was ready. And that's what happened to me. So I wanted to check if my concepts, what I believed, and what the doctor believed was same. And it happened so that everything that I believed or thought for turned out to be the same from my master too. And today I represent him because I am his voice, and through him, through me, he speaks to you. Okay? I want to tell you certain things. And this thing, even if you term it Ganotherapy, that's okay. Because you have to have, human mind needs terminology. Human mind needs form to understand things. Even if I want to tell you nothing, I need to show you something. Only when I show you something and take out the something and show you this is nothing, then will you realize that. Okay? So now, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to share something with you all. But I need something from you. If you and your conscience agrees to anything of what I say, I need you to make a promise. A promise that you, if you believe whatever I say, will share this belief with everybody else. Can you make the vow? Yeah? Can you make the vow? Yes, because I think this is the land of promise. And the vow that you make now, please fulfill it. Okay? Because it's very important. So, now, before I start, again, this is what I believe in. We are a component of three things. One, ourselves, then made up of two things, the mind and the body. Do you agree? Yes. Does the mind change?
No.
Yes or no? Very often. It can change in a split of a second. And now I'm come here to change your mind too. Okay? So mind can change. So whatever situation, whatever life brings you in any situation you are, please understand that mind can change any time. Okay? So that's a good promise. That's a positive approach. Second, do you think the body changes?
Yes.
Yes, no?
Yes.
Very often now, every now. When I was small, when I was a teenager and what I am now are totally three different people, correct? That means I'm changing. What I am now and what I'll be 10 years after will be totally different. That means I'm still changing. So change is happening every second. So good things I do, the good change will I get. The cause and effect theory, right? You should find the good cause so that the effect is also good. This is law. Okay? So now, when the mind can change, the body can change, and they are ever changing, there is 100% hope. If you have any kind of illness, that you can change yourself. You understand? That's a very promising statement. That means no doctor in the world can tell you that you cannot heal yourself. Even if you have the worst condition, I mean to say even cancer, please understand, your doctor is not out there. Where is he? Inside you. Your doctor is inside you and he's changing you every now and then. If you understand this philosophy, you will realize the power of our concept of DXN. Now, this is where I headed my journey into. Being a physician, being a psychotherapist, my questions were so many, but I had hardly anybody to answer them. But I know one thing, your answers, the world will never give you. Your answers always come from within. And so, I set up on a journey to find out answers that nobody was ready to give me, even my college. And when I realized hope was not outside, hope was within me, I began this journey. And this journey has really helped me, especially me, because my family for the last 20 years have never taken any medicine. We don't need medicine because we know how to live. And that's what I'm here to teach you. we can live. We can live without illness. You don't need to associate your life with illness. And I want you to wake you up so that you believe that traditions across the world have been doing this. Look at every region in the world. There will always be a healer who's very closely associated with nature. This guy is not wearing a very sterilized apron, not a white coat. He doesn't have a stethoscope, but he has one belief that whatever herbs he has picked up from nature can heal the person that he wants to. And this is a very promising sign. Look at traditional Chinese medicine, also believe that. And they organize the whole pharmacopoeia based on herbs, natural herbs procured from nature. When you look at people, even the shamans, they believed that along with nature, there are natural forces also used to heal you. That means not only physical components like food, herbs, supplements, but also your mental balance is important to set you up in a healing curve. In India, we still rely on natural medicine. We yet today, in our biggest industry, the biggest pharmaceutical industries are not the pharmaceutical industries. We are into this industry that we call Ayurveda, and it's growing really, really fast. So, here, I want to wake you up. Now, a question to everyone. You see two things here. This bird, and this is a snake. Okay, who wants to comment? Who is the poor one? Who is the innocent one? Okay, please, huh? The bird. Why do you think is the innocent one? You feel something for the bird? How many of you all feel sad and feel, oh my God, poor little bird. Oh, if I had a chance, I would throw a stone and save that bird. How many of you all feel? I want to check everybody's hearts. Okay? Please, honestly, raise your hands. Do you really want to save the little bird? Yes. Okay. Now the next question. How many feel good for this snake? Very honestly, raise your hands. Not a single one. That's wrong, Now what wrong this snake is doing? It has to survive. Yes or no? Yes. It has walked all its way through the bushes and it has its catch ready. You should be happy for this one. Yes or no?
No.
How many of you are happy? Let me see some snake supporters. Who supports the snake? See, no one. Why? Why? Why don't we support this? He's not doing anything wrong. But this thing is also not doing anything wrong. Is it doing anything wrong? This little bird is completely engaged in looking out for a grain or an insect crawling somewhere so that it can feed itself or take it back home in the nest to feed its children. You understand? So it's completely engaged, it's lost. But if you're lost and you're ignorant of what is happening around, be sure that something is creeping from behind. You all have to understand, where do you see yourself? Here or here? Where do you feel you are? You feel you're the snake? Who are you trying to capture? No, unfortunately in health today, we are here. We are too engaged, taking up our bags, early morning packing and going for a job, to earn a living, doing everything what we want, come back home, do everything. We are so busy with our lives that we don't even realize that healthcare is already opened its mouth and we are going to be engulfed anytime. And once you're in that big thing, you don't come out so easily, do you? You'll only have files and papers and doctors and your laboratories and everything you'll visit with only one hope, that somebody will save you. But no one, because you're already eaten up. You understand? Here, it is everything. It's all the potential to fly away, be independent. Only thing that is lacking is awareness. Today, healthcare needs awareness programs. I've never seen a pharmaceutical company or a medical gathering But a doctor would be invited like this. Have you ever seen? No ways, right? A doctor addressing people about health in this way. It doesn't happen anywhere in the world. It only happens in the XN. Only in the XN. And that's why you have to realize that we don't need to be, we need to be the bird, the innocent one, but not the ignorant one. And ignorance, you pay a price. So we have to understand how do we change ourselves. Now, let us understand why, what went wrong, where did we get lost. Now I'm going to show you some pictures. This is the first aeroplane, you know. The problem with man is, man thinks he can master everything. He's the superior, he's the supreme controller, he's got the power to design and decorate everything. So he desired to fly, and then he made this machine. Difficult to fly in the initial days, you know, hardly one person could fly. But when it comes up to machines, men are very intelligent, they are very superior. They really designed something that can make people fly. You know, all of us can also go in one plane. So they made a better machine. Then, a machine not only within the Earth's atmosphere, beyond the Earth's atmosphere. And I heard recently that somebody wants to go and, you know, settle down in Mars. So you can imagine man can create machines like that. When it comes up to, you know, communication, this was a telegraph machine. How many of you all have this in your house? Huh? Did you all have it? Very difficult. Actually, the communication was also difficult, you know. But people did not have, everyone did not have it in their house. But we improvised. We came up to this. How many of you all have this in your house or for in your hands? Everyone. See, man can make machines better, and he will always make machines better. But what goes wrong with human body? Sir, madam, this human body is not a machine. It is not a machine. It's a living entity. It lives. There are things that die in you, there are things that are born in you. Your life within life. This earth is a living entity. And you are a part of this living entity, and hence you are also living. So you have to understand, with all the science advances, we've still not found cure for many conditions, especially this one that we really get scared of. Are we scared of this disease?
Yes.
Cancer? Why should you be? Why should you be? Do you think your body cells will ever go against you? Never. They are speaking a language which you are taking as a wrong language. Your cells can never go against you. They are always speaking to you. Illness is not where your body has gone against you. Illness is a condition, a language where your body is trying to talk to you about something going wrong. And if you don't have the ears to listen to it, then you suffer. But if you listen to it, even a whisper, trust me, at that point, your life starts changing, your body starts healing. So, the good person is the one who listens and observes these things. And I always believe, you know, so some people come to me even today. Like recently one person came with breast cancer and she was very depressed. She had got some breast, cells that have shown, carcinoma changes. And I said, wow, you're the lucky one. She was like, no, why do you think I'm the lucky one? I said, you should be happy. She was sad. I said, you should be super happy. You should congratulate yourself. Because your body has already started to talk to you that something is wrong. It's already preparing you that you have a chance to change yourself completely. And it did it with a small little cancer. Just get rid of it. Because 99% of your body is still healthy. Only 1% of cancer cannot make you sad. You understand? That means every disease that I'm going to show you has a chance to reverse itself, and this is the language of your body. Now, that's what we call chronic diseases. Now, you have to understand what is chronic diseases, and chronic diseases, the lifestyle diseases. Because today, the pharmaceutical industry, the nutraceutical industry, they're all taking their positions. But if there is a company in the world, the only company, because I've been traveling along, I've been studying along, I've realized there's only one company. While all companies talk about drugs, other companies talk about micronutrients like vitamins and everything. DXN is only the exclusive company in the world that talks about macronutrients. That means your food. And it talks about food and how food can become one of the best sources on medication, so that your sugar levels are dropped down and you're happy because your lab report on the left side, which was done before medication, showed this value, and after you put on medication, they showed this value. How you felt does not matter. The lab reports change, that matters, and you feel, wow, 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 now you feel good. You don't feel good because you're feeling good, you feel good because on the left hand side, the report has changed to a right hand side, which is showing something positive. But trust me, that is not the way you heal yourself. Here, what do they say along with this, which is 1/3? They say you need to also have a good diet. They will put you on diet. Don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, do this. Do your exercise. So when 33% is only what care is, what they can provide, and 66 or 67% is the other thing, how dependent are you on them? You don't even know what is a diet. No doctor tells you what is a diet. Because to teach you diet, it will take at least an hour to talk to you. Which doctor has that much time to take to you? Nobody has that much time. They cannot afford. They cannot afford to give you that much time because they will not survive. You know, I always am proud to tell that every rupee, that every single money in my house that I've brought, I've never brought it from the suffering of any illness that people suffered from. And that's a very good thing, because my daughter is all, getting, or my wife, or my mother and father, they get all money that is through helping people. And that's a great thing, Very, very important. And in DXN, if you are a part of the DXN system, you realize you're nothing but the same channel partner. Channel partner of helping people get better. Like he got better with asthma and then he spread the word. Then he got her better with a hole in the heart and she felt better. We all have a story with DXN. Now, joint pains. Do you think there are a lot of joint pains in Philippines? Yeah? What do they do with joint pains? Very simple. They say your cartilages, and they will do a study and they will say this has happened. Okay? And then what they do? Painkillers. They can only kill pain because they don't have the solution. Right? Look at it. You think obesity is a problem? A little problem or a major problem? Major problem. Where does the weight come from? So I heard a very nice statement. If I have gained weight, when I lose weight, where does the weight go? A question for you to think. And you'll get the answer on a YouTube video where a chemist, a physicist and a chemist has actually proved where does your fat go. Okay? It only goes in two parts. In the air that you breathe and the urine and the sweat that comes out. Water and carbon dioxide are the only two ways where your fat gets out. Right? So here you have to understand. Obesity is a problem. It's a language of the body. Every time I have a deficiency in the body, my body swells up. It's natural to tell you that something is wrong. Like if you have hypothyroid, where you're having your thyroid levels low, you're going to have goiter. Your thyroid gland is going to swell up. Understand this. You have protein deficiency in children, especially countries like Somalia and all those countries. You will see children with big bellies. That means they are not healthy. There is a deficiency. Everything that swells up, there is a deficiency. Here, this is a deficiency condition. You need to feed yourself, not stop feeding yourself. Very, very important. Now, look at this. This is really a global epidemic today. What is the way doctors treat that with? They tell you diet and exercise, but nobody talks about what diet. Everybody have different types of exercises for sure. This is not where we want to go. We don't want to correct ourselves by taking out something from the body. Liposuction is not going to be the answer. It can be a temporary solution. Now, heart disease. Do you think they are on a rise here? You never know which one's heart will stop beating at any time, right? Now I see 22 years old, 24-year-old children suffering from heart diseases. And you think it's something to do with a bacteria, virus, or a fungus? Sorry, sir. There's no bacteria, virus, or fungus that causes heart attack. In simple words, it's your lifestyle, the way you have been leading your lifestyle. Unfortunately, just that we are ignorant about how we are leading. Now, when you look at it, every 30 seconds, somebody is dying of a heart disease. Now, again, what is the solution? Healthy diet, exercise, quit smoking, reduce sugar, limit alcohol, decrease stress. Good to say, but who's going to teach us what is diet? Who's going to tell us what is good diet? Okay, go on. Anemia, is it a problem here? Yeah. See, every disease that I'm showing you all is a chronic disease, and none of these are caused by bacteria, virus, or fungus. Second, they're not infective. You get anemia, I touch Osler and Osler gets anemia. Is it possible? I have anemia and I touch Osler. Does Osler get anemia? No. These are non-communicable diseases, okay? They are only limited to you because the effect on you is because you are the cause of it. You are the cause of it. And you have to understand this. So anemia is a big problem today. Very big problem. Now, we all know hemoglobin, how important it is for the mother, the child, everybody need it for their growth. Without hemoglobin, without the oxygen being carried to each and every cell, you cannot survive. Oxygen is your life. And hemoglobin is the carrier of your life. Reduce the number of hemoglobin in your body, you reduce the chance of life. Now look at this. This is very, very important. We all know that food needs that. Food has to have these ingredients that can give us the basic ingredients that will build up the hemoglobin. But do we have it? No. So what modern science again does, finds out what is low, give you injections, and increase your iron level. So when you get your HB level low, you see it is 10, then you're put on supplements that are going to put you up and you feel 14, your HB is 14. Now, even though you're not feeling good because the lab report has changed, you start saying, wow, okay, but that's not the way. Blood transfusion, again, the same line of treatment. They will try with drugs, they will try with certain supplements, and then they will go back to either inserting something or taking something out, right? Now, this is not the only conditions that we are dealing with today. We are also dealing with conditions where we don't even need a doctor. Only television advertisements, banners, magazines can help you understand this condition and you start buying. These are called conditions where we use over-the-counter medication. Look at this. Skin problem, skin dryness. What do? You go and buy something. Without even questioning, why did my skin crack in the first place? We don't even question, we directly go for a solution. Second, young children having pimples, right? Acne. Big problem. We don't even question, is there a hormonal change? Is something trying to pop out of my skin? Is it taking the wrong route? Can it be channelized back to its normal route? We don't even question that. Now look at this. Hair fall, baldness. This is a big problem. But you don't need to even go to a doctor and see. It could just be one of the conditions of anemia. Something going wrong in your body. You have to understand these are signs and symptoms. Dandruff. No over-the-counter anti-dandruff shampoo is going to solve this. It's an internal problem. It's come from within. You have to solve it from within. Okay, dental complaints. You know, some years back, around 100 years back, dentists were not there. But today, I think there are more than physicians everywhere. Because they know that out of the 32 teeth, somebody has a problem with some teeth. And why is there a problem? Because of the way we are actually managing oral care without even thinking. We take a white toothpaste, believe a white toothpaste will make my teeth white. That's wrong. Absolutely wrong. Right? It doesn't do. A sweet toothpaste can only give you a black teeth. That's what we call the sweet tooth. So understand this, you know. Here, constipation. Understand, constipation is a big problem which can be solved very easily. Constipation is your biggest channel getting blocked. Don't ignore this, because if you ignore big channel getting blocked, all your small channels will get blocked. Constipation can be one of the major reasons for all the chronic diseases that you suffer from. Acidity and gas. When your channels are blocked, the normal acid and the gas that needs to go the other way around, they travel the other way around. And you suffer from these conditions. So what do? You pop up an antacid. That's not the solution. Ophthalmological problems. Do you think children have problems with the eyesight? Yes. Now look at these. These are all these symptoms of skin, hair, eyes, dental. These are all signs of aging. Only old people have these problems, right? But we as children are having. We give our children theirs. That's it. Problem solved. No, sir. Only giving them spectacles will not solve. You have to find that there's a language of the body telling you that I cannot see better, that means I need something else in terms of nutrition. Okay, fatigue and tiredness. If you're getting drained out, you're already getting old. And if you're 30, 35, you're feeling like this, and you will soon need a walking stick. That means something is wrong. Understand the language. Language is very important. When it's time to sleep and you're still awake, means your biorhythm has already gone for a toss. Please, at least in this state, wake up. Wake up that something is wrong. I need to understand this, and I start working myself out. You have to understand chronic diseases. I'm sure I'm telling you don't be afraid, but I've scared you a lot. Yes or no? Yeah. Because without fear, you cannot become fearless. First, you need to know what is your fear, right? If you don't know what is your fear, how can you be fearless? Correct? Yeah. As a therapist, we always try to find out what your fear is. Whatever I showed you, I'm sure you know somebody within your family, within your friends, in your society that suffers from something that I showed you. Yes or no? I did not show you dengue, malaria, right? I did not show you upper respiratory tract infections. I did not show you that because that's where modern science is very, very, very good. You getting your point? Here is where it goes wrong. So understand what is chronic disease. Now, for taking away the fear, you have to understand the mechanism where fear builds up and go the reverse way to understand there is hope. This, when you are fearless, then you can heal yourself. So understanding chronic diseases. Now, beautiful feet. Yeah? If you need beautiful feet, what do you need?